Thank you for joining us today for the groundbreakings of Legacy at Cedar Lane and the Vision at Parkway. We're thrilled to be surrounded by so many of our partners, community leaders who really helped make this moment possible. And I'd like to take a moment to especially welcome Howard County Executive Calvin Ball. Thank you for being here. And Jessica Kleitman, who is here on behalf of Senator Chris Van Hollen. Thank you for joining us today. It was only just about 15 months ago that many of us gathered nearby here to celebrate the opening of Legacy at Twin Rivers, 158 new apartment homes that marked Enterprise's 1 millionth home milestone. And for me, in fact, I was just an attendee in the crowd that day, very eager to begin the start of my journey with Enterprise Community Development. Today, as the president of Enterprise Community Development, I am honored to be joined by all of you as we continue that celebration by breaking ground on 205 more new apartment homes here at this site and then at the Parkway site just up the road. These homes will serve individuals and families across a range of incomes, from deeply affordable to workforce to market rates. This is a celebration of many legacy. It's a celebration of the legacy of Jim Rouse, our founder, whose vision for Columbia was rooted in diversity, equity, and community. And he was truly a man ahead of his time. It's a celebration of Columbia itself as a model for inclusive, integrated neighborhoods. And it's a celebration of the legacy of our continued commitment at Enterprise to preserving affordability and ensuring everyone has access to a place they can proudly call home. It's no coincidence that these two new communities are named Legacy and Vision. They reflect both the deep roots and the forward-looking aspirations of Columbia and of our work here. Legacy at Cedar Lane and the Vision at Parkway are transforming outdated 1960s era buildings into modern, sustainable, accessible, amenity-rich homes designed to serve this community for generations to come. How many of you remember what formerly known as Waverly Winds looked like? It's going to be an amazing transformation. Same thing for Ranley. Together, they represent the second and third phases of a multi-phase redevelopment that will replace 300 aging units with 600 brand new homes across a 1 mile stretch of downtown Columbia. 600, doubling the number of affordable homes here in Columbia. Each of these communities has been designed with connection in mind. They are close to schools, jobs, healthcare, shopping, civic institutions, and Columbia's beloved 90-plus miles of walking and biking trails. And thanks to a collaborative land swap with the Columbia Association, they are integrated into the community in a way that honors Jim Rouse's original lifestyle-centered design. As rents continue to rise across the region, it is essential that we protect affordability, especially in places like Columbia, where the median household income has risen to nearly $130,000 per year. These developments will ensure that people of all income levels can continue to live, work, and thrive in this high opportunity community. As we've seen across the nation, there's no better way to fuel local economies, to drive upward mobility for all, than to preserving and creating beautiful, affordable homes. We are incredibly grateful to our partners at the local, state, and federal levels, especially Howard County, the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, HUD, our financing and development partners, and Community Homes Housing, Inc. Your collaboration and investment have helped bring this shared vision to life. And to our team at Enterprise Community Development, all of you that are here today, thank you. Your passion and persistence are what drive our mission forward every day. We are proud to be building not just housing, but community. And today, we are proud to be doing it right here in the place where it all began for us. Now, I'm pleased to welcome someone who has been a steadfast advocate for equity and affordable housing here in Howard County. His leadership and partnership help make today possible. Please join me in welcoming Howard County Executive Kelvin Ball.
Thank you so much, Janine, Enterprise, and all of our housing partners for welcoming us for this exciting moment. Today, we're gathered in Columbia, a beautiful and diverse city founded by Jim Rouse in 1967. Rouse envisioned a Columbia as a place that welcomes all people. This foundational philosophy has helped make Columbia a welcoming and inclusive place for nearly 60 years. Rouse knew that in order to create a welcoming city, we had to create opportunities for people of all incomes to live together in that community. In 1982, Jim and Patty Rouse created Enterprise Community Partners to fulfill that very mission. As a nationwide nonprofit, Enterprise works every day to make affordable homes available to thousands of families, sparking thousands of dreams. It is fitting that we are gathered here in Columbia with our partners at Enterprise to celebrate the next major milestone in expanding housing affordability in Howard County. Today, we break ground on the vision at Parkway and the legacy at Cedar Lane. Enterprise Community Development acquired these two properties as part of a 5-property redevelopment plan in 2017. After receiving zoning approvals in 2019, we proposed a payment in lieu of taxes, agreements, or pilots to help pave the way for these redevelopments to proceed. Located in Harper's Choice, the vision at Parkway will replace 41 aging units of affordable housing with 82 modern homes. This mixed income community will include 66 affordable units and 16 market rate units, creating opportunities for more families to find an affordable home in Howard County. We're thrilled that Enterprise is committed to a climate conscious building that helps achieve energy independence. The vision at Parkway will be built to Enterprise green community standards and include a rooftop solar array, ever the innovators. The second redevelopment we are celebrating is the legacy at Cedar Lane, also located in Harper's Choice. The legacy at Cedar Lane will transform an existing 62-unit development into a 123-unit community across 2 buildings. Through this redevelopment, Enterprise will create 83 affordable units and 40 market rate units in this mixed income community, and together, these 2 projects will deliver 205 homes for families of varying incomes across Howard County. This more than doubles the number of homes previously offered on these 2 sites, which significantly furthers our affordable and attainable housing goals right here in Howard County. Now, since taking office in December of 2018, I've been an enthusiastic partner to Enterprise as these redevelopments have advanced. In addition to providing pilot agreements to help finance these projects, we've also committed to critical gap financing to ensure these communities move forward. Over the past 4 years alone, Howard County has invested more than $15 million to support these 2 projects, these 2 critical projects. This transformational funding was leveraged from our Housing Opportunities Trust Fund through a strategic allocation of Section 108 funds from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. I want to again thank Enterprise Community Development President Janine Lind, who, as she noted, was not president at the time when we were here, but I am just so excited with your leadership. And Enterprise CEO and President Sean Donovan, and the entire Enterprise team for their commitment to reinvesting in their communities, reinvesting in our communities. Together, these two redevelopments represent an investment in Columbia of more than $110 million. Every resident deserves access to safe, secure, affordable housing and a home, and Enterprise is living up to that mission. I want to thank our dedicated team at the Housing Community Development, especially Kelly Semino, who couldn't be here today. Yes, please clap it up for Kelly. Kelly and her entire team have worked tirelessly in partnership with Enterprise to overcome so many hurdles and turn obstacles into opportunities to get us here today. This day marks not just a strategic expansion in affordable housing, but a profound commitment to the communities we serve. These projects carry forward the transformative Rouse vision for Columbia and Enterprise for current and future generations. And they reflect our promise to residents of Howard County that we will stay committed to enhancing the quality of life through thoughtful planning, high-quality neighborhoods, and community engagement. Together, we are building a future where everyone has a place to call home. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive Ball. I have to stand on my toes. While Senator Chris Van Hollen couldn't join us this morning, we're honored to have Jessica Kleitman here representing his office. Senator Van Hollen has been a steadfast champion of affordable housing in Maryland and a vocal supporter of these very developments, helping to secure federal community project funding to support construction. His leadership, alongside the vital investments from the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, has helped ensure that these projects are possible. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Kleitman to share a few words on his behalf.
We have the same microphone issue. It's hard to follow the county executive. Thank you so much, Janine, county executive, everyone here for welcoming me today. My name is Jessica Kleitman. It is my extreme privilege to represent Senator Chris Van Hollen, your United States Senator, here in Howard County, and to witness the intentional growth and preservation in this county, which is due to the passionate, committed people who live here and work here and who love it like I do. So thank you so much for having me today. Those were my words. Now I'm going to share to you the words of the senator. So sometimes it feels a little strange. I'm not him. But imagine if he were speaking to you today, because this is what came from his heart and what he wanted to share with you. This is an exciting day for Howard County and for current and future Columbia residents. I regret that I could not join you in person, but I'm grateful for the chance to share a few words. Since its earliest days, Columbia, Maryland has been a place that invites people from all walks of life to turn the American dream into reality. Today's groundbreaking, which will result in 205 affordable, energy-efficient apartments, continues Columbia's legacy of extending opportunity to more Maryland families. I want to thank everyone, federal, state, and local government officials, as well as private sector partners who came together to make this project possible. Enterprise Community Development has worked to bring this important vision to life, and this is just one of its many success stories. In fact, you could say it's one of a million success stories, as they recently reached the milestone of building 1 million homes in the United States. And creating and preserving 44,000 homes in Maryland and 4,000 here in Howard County. I am proud to work with Team Maryland to support this project with $850,000 of direct federal funding in the fiscal year 2024 appropriations bill. And I've been proud to support the HUD programs that have also contributed to this effort. In the Senate, it is one of my top priorities to increase federal investment in affordable housing and help more communities build more homes. It's the first step to education, jobs, community, and so much more. By building these 205 homes, you have opened 205 doors to opportunity for Maryland families. Thank you so much and take care.
Thank you so very much, Jessica. Now I'd like to welcome Gregory Hare, Assistant Secretary and Director of Community Development Administration at Maryland DHCD. Greg has been instrumental in supporting housing finance programs across the state and has been a phenomenal partner to us at Enterprise Community Development. Please join me, Greg.
Good morning, everybody. So first, I want to say on behalf of Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and the Department of Housing and Community Development, congratulations to the team who really brought these projects to fruition. And so it's a lot of work that's been involved in Cedar Lane, the vision at Cedar Lane, vision at Parkway, and the Cedar Lane development. And so we really want to just offer our congratulations. The department used what we call an innovative twinning structure to make this project happen, and that is really when you're combining 9% and 4% credits. And I remember, I think I've attributed this quote to Ned, where he said, "Twinning is winning." And needless to say, as Enterprise has been an innovator and really an early adopter of this type of transaction, I think it's safe to say that Enterprise, Howard County, and Columbia in particular are winning, so congratulations. This investment really represents a commitment from the Moore administration to affordable housing in Howard County and all across the state in every corner. And it really couldn't come at a more needed time. It signifies a realization of a long-held vision for Columbia, and at a time when Maryland faces an affordable housing crisis, this type of development is an example of what we need all across the state. Our governor has said many times the lack of affordable housing is really holding Maryland back. And it's really important because it drives workers and where they live, particularly young workers from our state. And for those who are staying in Maryland, they're living with monthly related housing costs, rent burdens, or mortgages that are a burden for far too many. We must do more to make affordable housing happen across the state of Maryland. And to do that, we have to increase our production. That means exactly what we're trying to do here today, increasing density, pulling together resources from all corners of the state to ensure that these projects are fully supported. We want to build more homes that are safe, energy efficient, affordable, and that really support Maryland's working families, seniors, and individuals with disabilities. We want to build housing where it makes sense in places like this that really advance local goals. And at DHCD, we regularly embrace the power of placemaking, and we're really guided by that as one of our objectives. And that is the homes that we support, those places that we help finance, we want those to be great places. Because as Secretary Day has said on many occasions, great places win, and especially in a competitive economic environment, great places win because they attract talent, and talent attracts jobs. We need to build more housing like this. We need more affordable housing. We want to continue to attract and retain skilled workers in Maryland to ensure that economic growth continues to happen all across our state. Marylanders want to live in communities that provide retail, recreation, and the ability to foster relationships with their neighbors. And I couldn't think of a better place to do it than here in Howard County and Columbia. They want places that are inviting and well-designed and with dignity. Great places that enhance the community character, places that engage residents and empower communities overall economically. This is an example and shows how communities can be great, and we can build and continue to forge on these relationships and get buy-in from all sectors of the public, private, and nonprofits as we advance. The Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development and CDA, Community Development Administration, is proud and grateful to be one of those partners. And so I just want to say congratulations again to Enterprise, Harkins Builders, Mosley Architects, and all the development partners that made this project happen. You've really achieved an important milestone here today, and we thank you so much for the opportunity to celebrate with you.
Thanks, Greg. Joining us next is Dan Kelleher from Community Housing Homes, Inc., a longtime nonprofit partner committed to preserving and expanding affordable housing opportunities in Howard County. CHHI's leadership and favorable financing help bring these two developments to life. Dan, would you join me?
All right, so as I'm sitting here, I'm staring at two signs. The first one is Harkins Builders, and I could not be more excited because the job they did at Twin Rivers is astounding, and I can only imagine what they're going to do here and how great it's going to be. So to all the people who are working hard today in the heat, I really want to thank you, and we're very excited that you're working on this project. The other one is this one, Legacy at Cedar Lane and Vision at Parkway, which, you know, it'll take me a little while. I grew up here, so it'll take me a little while to get used to those names. But we are here to celebrate Enterprise Community Development's vision and legacy, but we should also say that this is a great legacy of Howard County and what Howard County has been doing for affordable housing before we got involved in doing these redevelopments. In 2017, we were trying to decide who we were going to partner with, and we made a great decision. We partnered with Enterprise Community Development. But before that, we had to come up, I see Tim Szynski and Paul Ravel who were on the board. We had to come up with, what do we want to do? We were originally going to try to do a rehab of the properties. That really wasn't working, so we decided to do a redevelopment. We said, well, who's done this before? And we looked, and I'm, again, not going to know the name. I'm going to use the old names because that's who I am. But Hilltop and Guilford Gardens were two 1960s developments that were in desperate need of redevelopment. And the county stepped in and did both of those developments, and they're amazing. And so when we worked on these, and as we're trying to envision these, we always kept those two developments in mind. And so we really thank you for that. The last one, obviously, it also says Enterprise up here, Ned, Stacy, Alexandra, and Mackenzie have fought and fought. We sold these properties to them in 2017. We talked to some other people, and no one was really buying in. I mean, we made this as complex as we possibly could. We're like, all right, we're going to sell you this, but you got to tear it down. You got to make it mixed income, which really almost never happens. And we need you to do a first-class 2025 build. Is that going to be a problem for you guys? Everyone else sort of balked. But, you know, for the last 8 years, they've battled and battled to make these come to fruition. And I'm amazed by it. We play a small part in it, and giving you some financing back, because we took seller financing when we sold them to you. And we're thrilled with what's happening. We do have 2 more to go. County's already helping us with that. I saw that yesterday. The county made an investment in the other 2 developments, so we really appreciate that. Obviously, this can't be done without DHCD and the HUD program. They've worked with us all the way along. We're a unique beast because there aren't very many, you know, nonprofits that have money from a seller financing that's then trying to invest them. And then we're trying to create a fund that's ongoing. And they're worked with us to do that. They shared some of the you know, revenue that will come from these properties to allow us to keep building our fund, which is very ably done by Community Foundation of Howard County and by Amy Cito and her group at Brown Advisory. Even through some difficult times, we've been able to get some additional funding for these developments through their hard work. So I guess the last thing I would say is I grew up here. I went to Harper's Choice Middle School, which I loved. Go Cougars. But when we were at Harper's Choice, they taught us about our history. Not just in February or any, they taught us our history. With its warts, with its violence, with its greatness. And we were in Columbia, so we always saw that as being an inexorable march to doing better, that this country was going to move forward. This country was going to do great things. And I think here we've done this. This is a manifestation that we can do that. But we have to remember our history. We have to remember that there's tremendous work that still needs to be done. And, I put it to you to try to innovate, right? The LIHTC program has been terrific. Enterprise has done 1 million homes. But we need to find the next thing that can be done. What can be done to generate generational wealth for people? How can we provide better housing? So I know you can be distraught at times. It's difficult with where the pendulum has swung, but I ask you just keep pushing, keep fighting, and let's keep building great housing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. We hear you, and we are, and we will. To help us close out, I'm pleased to welcome two of Enterprise's own, Karina Spencer and Alexandra, I know her as Alex Hoffman, to the stage. They are truly exemplars of the kind of grit, as I call it, and determination Enterprisers show every day in getting homes built across the region. Please join me, both of you.
All right, good morning, and thank you all for joining us today. And thank you to County Executive Calvin Ball, Regional Director Jessica Clayton, Assistant Secretary Gregory Hare, Board President Dan Kelleher, and of course our ECD President Janine Lind for your support and inspiring words. So we have a great Jim Rouse quote emblazoned on the wall of our Baltimore office. What ought to be can be so with the will to make it so. With 15 funding sources for the vision at Parkway and 16 for the legacy at Cedar Lane, it was nothing but sheer will, creativity, and tenacity that brought us to this point where we're able to look around and witness the Rouse's vision in action. These two developments are a continuation of Jim Rouse's legacy for Columbia as a complete city with a range of housing options where people of all races and economic backgrounds could live together. Mr. Rouse also said, when we are working together effectively, we are partners in public service. The country will live a long time with the successes and failures that result from our joint efforts. Getting to this point in the redevelopment of the aging CHHI portfolio signifies our joint success. Furthermore, it makes sense that we celebrate a joint groundbreaking because so much about these projects has been a collaborative effort. We'd like to take a moment to highlight the team members who made the groundbreaking of these projects possible.
Thank you to County Executive Ball for your unwavering commitment to affordable housing in a challenging budgetary environment. We would not be here today without your administration's innovative use of Section 108 financing to support the resident relocation and infrastructure costs for these projects. I also want to highlight the responsiveness of Kelly and the rest of the Howard County team at the Departments of Housing, Planning and Zoning, and the Permits Office in bringing your leadership to action. Thanks also to our partners at HUD, including Jamal, April, and Alexis in the Asset Management Division, as well as the local field office staff for processing numerous requests to make these transactions possible. To our partners at CDI, underwriting team, including Ed and Deborah and their teams, the bond financing team, the attorneys in the Office of the Attorney General, whose persistence got these transactions to closing, and to our partners at EHCI, including Dan and Sarah and Michael at Bocarsley, for seamlessly managing the requirements of our equity investors along the way. Thanks to Dan and the entire board of Community Homes Housing, Inc., who have remained actively engaged partners to fulfill our joint vision for this portfolio to be redeveloped as cutting-edge, new construction, mixed-income housing. Your flexibility and willingness to jump in and make these projects financially feasible during the final countdown to closing made it possible.
Thank you to Harkins Builders, Mosley Architects, and Civil Engineer, GLW, including Nancy, Mark Callahan, Greg and Dan, and the entire construction and design team. The strong cross-team collaboration, particularly around the new Build America, Buy America requirements, has allowed us to maximize the use of American-made construction materials on these projects. Thank you to our legal team at Klein Hornig and Chicago Title, including Adam, Scott, and Drew for their diligence, and to our relocation consultants at Dell Group, who have the important task of guiding residents through the moving and relocation process. To be clear, Alex and I stand before you today as the developers. However, we have to thank our internal team, who all work tirelessly in support of our mission. With that, I'd like to highlight Ned Howe and the new business development team for setting the vision for the redevelopment of the portfolio. Enterprise Residential and our asset management team, including Kwame, Suan, Latanya, and Bridget, who advocate for our residents every step of the way. Our in-house construction management team, and Kelly Payton from CapEx Advisory Group, who stepped up to become a BABA expert. The accounting and finance teams and admin and support staff, who are invaluable to the development process. Our teammate Corbin, who moved forward many of the necessary but less glamorous components of our project. And our team lead Stacy, whose leadership and willingness to jump in to problem solve whenever needed was the constant motivation needed to get us over the finish line. No list of internal partners would be complete without highlighting everything Mackenzie Kissel did to get these transactions from concept through entitlements to closing. Her thorough planning and the trust that she built with every partner she interacted with ensured that the projects maintained momentum. For the Vision at Parkway team, thank you to Sandy DeFelice and Leslie Duchesne and the entire M&T FHA lending team that expertly navigated the lengthy multi-step process to get us to closing within 10 months, the last month of which we were actively dealing with disruptions at HUD while trying to keep closing on schedule. Thank you to HUD's Northeast Region Multifamily Housing Production Team, including Stacy Ashmore and the processing staff, who were responsible and amenable to working through issues to maintain our tight timeline to closing. Lastly, thank you to Maryland's 3rd Congressional District leadership for the federal funding award that was critical to making this project financially feasible.
At Legacy at Cedar Lane, I'd like to highlight the role of our construction lender and tax credit investor, Bank of America, including Miles, Sarah, and Olawale, and their legal team at Tiber Hudson, who championed these transactions. Our permanent lender, Bellwether, including Vic and Kyle in originations, Brian and Jason in underwriting, and Lizzie at Catton for being great team players, and Wilmington Trust, Kutak Rock, and McGuire Woods for their work on the bonds. In conclusion, I want to end by acknowledging one more partner, our residents. Residents are at the heart of what we do at Enterprise, so I want to thank them for entrusting us with something as personal as their homes. A lot has been asked of our residents to facilitate the ground-up redevelopment of these properties, but we're excited to make these homes and community places of pride, power, and belonging for you in downtown Columbia. We can't wait to welcome you back a year from now to show off new apartment homes with modern finishes, enhanced accessibility, energy-efficient features, buildings with community room, business room, fitness center, homework room, on-site management offices, and outdoor patio space. Thank you for celebrating this milestone with us, and more to come.
Thank you both so much. You too, and all the other enterprises are truly the spirit of enterprise and still keep the spirit that Jim Rouse instilled in his organization alive today. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, please join me along with our honored speakers and project partners as we officially break ground with those shovels on these two incredible communities. And let's celebrate what we're building here together today. Thank you for being here today.